this huge controversy now over at the Everything Else channel on YouTube, everythingelseChannel.com. And a lady named Rhonda, I believe her name is, just went nuts because I did a video on Judge Doro leaving the courtroom. And as you guys know, a big part of the videos that I do are in response to some of these amazing comments that y'all leave, you know? And a few of the folks had left comments saying, why don't you talk about the times that Judge Doro would leave? Because I talk about the times when, the one time when Judge Doro told Jarrell Brooks she was scared of him, which I didn't think was necessarily the best move. I talked about the time that the judge stood up and then Jarrell stood up and she didn't make him sit down. And then some people said, well, why don't you talk about the times where she just left? And I then, adding to the question, because the question inspired me to make the video over at Everything Else channel on YouTube, which I, you know, head on over there if you want to subscribe. It would really help the channel because it's not growing at the rate that I would like it to grow. It's growing, but I'd like it to grow a little bit faster. I went ahead and added, well, was the jury in the room? Because I wasn't sure. And then I remembered another question from right here at Sight Sounds Flavors where they asked that very question, did she ever leave when the jury was there? So I just took a little bit from this question, a little bit from this question. So my own insights, I made a video. And Rhonda basically accused me of hating on the judge, even though on the video, I give the judge a 97. Big controversy over that video over at Everything Else channel. The title of the video is, I'm out of here, or when Judge Doro left, or something like that. I don't remember, to be quite honest with you, but it's got a thumbnail of the judge going like this, saying, I'm out of here. And so I gave the judge a 97, which is an A. And I'm still not sure how that qualifies as me hating on the judge. You know, I wish more teachers hated on me like that in school, giving me 97s. But Rhonda basically made the point that she would never come back to the channel. She was just done with my channel. And that's why the title of this video will probably be something like Jarrell Brooks Trolls or Waukesha Trial Trolls. I'm not sure. I'm not calling Rhonda a troll, but it's a troll move. Because here's the deal. If you don't like what I do as a content creator and you're going to leave a paragraph, a big paragraph long comment, and then follow up with another comment, and then you're going to do the mic drop thing, you know, the runaway thing, I'm never coming back thing, I'm done with your channel thing. Now you, not me, but you have removed yourself from the conversation. You've essentially taken your voice away. Because now if you come back, then how can I or anyone else take you seriously when you say that you're gone, you're never coming back, and you come back? And I just think that that's a troll move. I also think it's a troll move to accuse me of bashing on the judge when I am giving the judge a 97. I think that's a troll move. And I also think it's a troll move, like where people do like passive aggressive things, like where they say, well, you don't answer my questions, I'm tired of waiting, I'm done, I'm never coming back. The never coming back is what a child does when they don't get their way. This channel, Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube, everythingelseChannel.com, Todo Que Veo, Strength Addicts. My 4 channels are all about free and fair discussion with as little censorship as possible. If you come out with something just absolutely egregious, absolutely that defies all the norms of decency, then yes, I will probably erase it. Or YouTube may hold it. I don't know. But I mean, the whole point is to have discussions. And I started that video saying, it's become this big controversy now because everybody's talking about that video over at everythingelseChannel.com as if I was bashing on the judge. How can I bash on the judge if I give her a 97? And how can I bash on the judge if I am saying, and I'm not apologizing by any means, I'm just explaining myself a little bit, because I start the video out by saying this video was inspired by a comment, a question someone left in a comment, and I am making a video. As I said at the beginning, I also took from another comment, which asked another very important question: was the jury in the room when the judge left? I included part of that comment. And then I lent my own insights, but I mainly asked questions. And Rhonda, you're not the only one, but you're part of a very small crew, because the vast majority of people come to my channels for discussion. I'm not one of these channels that's putting up 30 minutes, no interruptions of trial content. I don't do that. You know what I mean? That's a very easy and lame way to make a buck. B, you never hear what they have to say. C, they don't answer their comments. They're like literally there reposting other people's content just to get hits and probably to get money. That's not why I joined YouTube. I'm an attorney. That's what I do. I'm a writer in the bodybuilding industry. I write 10 articles a month for ironmagazine.com. I get paid for those articles. I get paid for strengthaddicts.com and the sponsorships I get through that. I get paid for being a lawyer and the work I do as a lawyer. Do I get paid off of YouTube? Yeah, I get a couple $100, if that. But that's not why I do it. I do it because of the comments, because I get to interact with people, because I get to, see people from other countries. That's why I do it. A couple $100 max. Usually it's like $10, $20, but a couple $100 max is not going to change my life. It doesn't make me wake up in the morning and say, let me run on over and make videos in front of this LED light that blinds the hell out of me. No, I do it because of the interactions. And people like Rhonda, unfortunately, don't want that interaction. Or maybe they want me to be a lemming. Maybe they want me to do videos nonstop promoting a person. And let's talk about that a little bit here at the Sight Sounds Flavors YouTube channel. By the way, like this video if you like it. Subscribe by ringing the bell for notifications. And yes, leave comments down below. And yes, I might make a video. Larissa is one of the star commenters here on the Sight Sounds Flavors YouTube channel. And Larissa has left some amazing comments that have made me make videos. Larissa is why I do this. And people like Larissa. Bonnie's another one. We've got some regulars here, and they leave some really, really good comments. And sometimes they're questions, sometimes they're statements, sometimes they're observations, and they inspire me. That is the reason that I do this. They are the reason that I do this. But let's talk about some of the people that want you to be a shill, that want you to be a lemming for certain people. Now, you may not know this, but I guarantee you other content creators do. There are supporters of Don Woods on YouTube, and I hear from them from time to time. There are a lot of supporters of Dr. Mary Edwards. In fact, there's a lady, if she'll let me say her name, I have to ask. She is in a parish in Tupelo, Mississippi, and she's got a lot of people that really like her, and she's got a sort of a decent little following there. And she has said that in her district, her diocese, I think it's called, they need a bishop. And she thinks that Dr. Mary Edwards could be that bishop. She thinks she's an amazing leader and an amazing speaker, and they want her. And I don't know if she's a deacon. I don't know if she's on the board. I don't know if she's a parishioner. I don't know. But this lady in Tupelo, I believe it's Mississippi. I don't know where Tupelo's at, but I believe it's Mississippi, wants Dr. Mary Edwards to interview for the bishop position in her diocese or district or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I don't know the geographic, designation of of an area that a bishop would oversee. But they want Dr. Mary Edwards. Now, she may be a parishioner, but could you imagine if she was the deacon that actually hires the bishop, or however that works? Or I guess the deacon does that. I used to love a show called Amen, and it had the guy from the Jeffersons on it, and he was the deacon, and he would always fight with the reverend. I think it was called Amen. It was a really good show on TV. But in any event, anytime that Dr. Mary's attacked, someone like this lady whose name I almost said from Tupelo would probably be up in arms, because not only does she like Dr. Mary, she wants her to be the bishop of her church. You know what I mean? There's, of course, supporters of Judge Doro. And again, it's very possible that Rhonda is one of those diehard Judge Doro supporters. I gave Judge Doro a 97, Rhonda, a 97. So imagine there's 100, right? Because that's what the 97 is out of. The only thing I scored her down on was 3 points. In other words, 97 for her and 3 points if you want to say against her. Not even against her, just like little critiques. I think it's ludicrous that you would think that I was. How could you hate on somebody and give them a 97? It doesn't make any sense. Especially, I also said, and again, maybe See, that's the problem, like there's all these like sayings, don't feed the trolls, you know what I mean? Because, and am I, is, if, excuse me, not Larissa's God. If Rhonda was a troll, what I'm doing here is I'm feeding the trolls. I'm encouraging her. I'm giving her attention. But the reality of the matter is that it bothers me that somebody would say that I am attacking someone that I like. I like Judge Doro. I gave her a 97. How many times do I have to say it and write it? I mean, I just don't understand. But there are Judge Doro supporters, and they're not just supporters. They're supporters, quite possibly like Rhonda, where a 97 is not enough. You got to be 100 or nothing. Sue Opera's got a lot of supporters. Erica has got a lot of support. Erica deserves to have supporters. Now, Darrell, nobody actually, as of yet, has officially said they're a Darrell Brooks supporter. But the people that I would put in that box are people that fight hard, persuasively, on the mitigating factors. Oh, he lived in a car in a driveway. Oh, he didn't get a good education. Oh, there weren't a lot of resources for him. Oh, that he should never have defended himself. Maybe if he would have had a public defender, things would have gone differently. How could they have gone differently? He could have had Perry freaking Mason next to him, and he still would have been guilty because he was guilty. But in that sort of realm of the things that I just talked about, I believe the guy's got some supporters. Not for what he did. Definitely not for what he did. But when you're arguing mitigating circumstances, what you're essentially doing is you're arguing or you're sort of hoping or wishing or looking for factors that could reduce the criminal penalty that he has to serve. Whether that means him seeing parole at 80 years of age, whether that means him seeing some freedoms that he normally wouldn't get. That is what a mitigating factor is. It reduces the level of guilt, or it might have some sort of a benefit on the sentencing side. But there's people like that, and there's people that bring that point up a lot, and so they're not supporters, but they're in a very gray area. Now, those people generally don't get combative, but the people like the Dawn people, the Dr. Mary people, they get a little combative in a passive-aggressive way because, again, remember that Dawn and Mary, although they did nothing wrong criminally, they're kind of lumped into Darrell's side a little bit because they appeared on Darrell's behalf. It's not to say they did anything wrong. It's not to say that they're bad people, but their supporters aren't quite as combative because of the fear that in so doing, it might be misconstrued by others, not by me, maybe not by you, but by others, that they're also sort of in Darrell's camp, which they're not. But again, the way they go about is a lot more passive aggressive. But then you come on this side, the side of the law, the Judge Doro supporters, like, Rhonda, who's probably a Judge Doro zealot, the Sue Opera supporters, I've taken flack for, Sue Opera, I'd probably give her a 98 or a 99, but for some, that's not enough. If it's not 100, it's not enough. And then, of course, you got the supporters of the various different people in the trial. Nicholas Kirby, the girl the Runkle girl. You've got supporters of certain detectives and certain, whatever. But there's like little camps within this. Are they trolls? No. But when you come on a channel and you say you're bashing somebody, when you're giving that person a 97, you're just on another like frame of mind. But here's the deal. I am not going to stop making videos because then there's the other people that say stop talking about it. And those people may in fact be part of that ambiguous gray area Darrell camp. Because anybody that wants to stop talking about this is suspect. At least as far as I'm concerned, they're suspect. Especially on a channel such as this, because I'm not getting 10,000 views or 20,000. Now, the videos that I had before here on the Slight Sounds Flavors channel before, I repurposed the channel and moved everything over to everythingelsechannel.com. I did have some 20 and 30,000 view videos on this. Could I get to that point again? Possibly. But what I'm trying to say is that this is not a channel that is, geared towards going viral. This is a channel geared towards doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is talking your ear off, reading some of your long comments. The longer the better, the more points the better, the more articulate the better, and us just having a free flow conversation. That's what this channel is about. And so anybody that wants this kind of channel to stop doing this is suspect. Because we're not hitting huge numbers. We're hitting good numbers. And we're engaged in good conversation, with the exceptions of people like Rhonda, who had good points, but her saying, I'll never come back, I'm done, I'm never watching again, that's where it gets to be a bad comment. This channel is not going to stop. But the people that want the conversation to stop, the people that are more into us forgetting or putting this in the past, they're suspect. But in any event, I just got to tell you, there's a big controversy over the video over at everythingelsechannel.com. No, I'm not trying to play reverse psychology for you to go watch it. I don't particularly think it's that controversial. But for someone like Rhonda to say that she's never going to watch the channel again and to accuse me of hating on the judge when I gave her a 97 is just par for the course. It's just par for the course. And I need something to drink. I'm about to lose my voice. But for a good reason, doing what I love. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe right here at the Sight Sounds Flavors YouTube channel. And please head on over to everythingelsechannel.com. Like, comment, and subscribe there as well. Thanks again.